And you know, right now it's 7:30 a.m. and I was thinking once I try to upload the last video, to for White House and FBI for them to look at it, all these like while I was uploading in Burger King, police car like a step back and forth, and then also next day morning, yeah, which is yesterday, you know December 30th, I mean September 30th, in the morning, police jeep car was driving on the Lassen street. It's like I didn't know I didn't know what they were calling, but I people was mentioning that it is a gang stop. Is you show the indirect behavior for them to get threat. And just like when I arrived, when I came to the U.S. in August 2017, all of a sudden, you know, I didn't know what was going on, but they know what was going on because they play. So all of a sudden, like a 5 to 10 police car was circling around, and I said, "What the heck is going on?" Because while I was in South Korea, they play with the light. The Mexican American police member and who take care of the University of Toronto event back in 2008, and then his in the crew that who's working together as an organization. And on top of it, Caucasian police is covering in the front. And of course, in the last 7 years, it was the harassment was amazingly intense, and in addition, it was amazingly intense. Okay, in the front, and government in the front government, public school, and also the California system was not working. They were exercising their corruption power in the front. Meanwhile, somebody like Mr. Chen, who's a psycho, was continually hacking and harassing and spreading the rumor without knowing what is going on war in U.S. society. That's what he was doing. He definitely, I'm 100% that positive now, uh, doing what he was doing in hidden for 7 years. And who's doing it is Mr. Chen. Definitely, he has a technique. While I was working for him for 3 months in 2013, sometimes he didn't came to the work, and all day long he was standing. He was staying. He was being at home. And I think he was doing all kinds of things with the his member that he played with. So it's definitely Mr. Cheng who's doing it, and also with the Chinese Korean who's working for him, who's working together with him. That part is also the organization. And because they are professional fraud money snatching organization, they are working together with the Mexican American people and also the police organization in hidden. And while government people was exercising their power to block my career in front, just like Lassen College did, and also the community chancellor office and OCR, they were exercising their power in the government field to block my education and acceptance by the community college, because they've been playing. I think I got involved because in some way, I blamed, originally who created all these situations, the Mexican American. They, as being policed through the street people, they just play too much. On top of it, and Caucasian police play. And I don't know about the police field, because since mostly I was in the healthcare field, and we don't behave that way, and our environment is not that way. So I kind of, well, it's the way it is, and I try to understand, but I don't understand the way they work. The way they work, I think it's a similar in, Korea, South Korea, police field. One, when I get when I when I when I visit when I visit to year 2023, by the, due to, when I went to the South Korea due to the house snatching event in December 2022, most of police recognize me who I am. It's like I'm like well known, like, public person, in society. They recognize me who I am and what I was going through. But some of them was, some, yeah, they recognize me, but they didn't know the true story. Who knows in and out detailedly was Chinese Korean. So they are the one who was contacting US, about my matter, I think. And then they spread the rumor. Some of them is true, some of them is not true. Depends on how they manipulate it in the middle. And so does, US, they, Mexican American, and it's kind of, you know, where there is a lot of event that has been occurred by the police, and just meeting, just due to their place going through what I go through like last 16 years, and then that's not, see, they play too much with the criminal organization. And definitely there were the Mexican American police through the middle people, they are contacting with the Mr. Chen, definitely. And then they plan, while I was in South Korea, they played together. They excuse that it's the South Korea government. That is government. South Korea. When I went to South Korea, 2023, South Korea government had no idea what the heck is going on with my life. Who played was, police department, police in South Korea, and majorly is the Chinese Korean, and also the in US. Of course, the those member who got my case, in back in 2009, and also their crew, they were playing together around, and they let Caucasian police, to do it. Like, this is like a 16 years of play. They'll, carelessly they play like one after the other. That's why I end up buying a house in SUSANVILLE, because like maybe they did it like one or two times, I let go, but this was like a third time. They ruined my University of Toronto, because they could not ruin legally. They create a lie that I was going to suicide, and they ruined my pharmacy career. And and then they play while I was in South Korea by telling them lie that, how she ruined, University of Toronto was that she's threatened. She made a threat, which I never did. And they were either, once they got involved with the police, no matter what, it seems like they want to ruin people. And that's not what I heard. That's not what I, knowing in, that's not the environment in South Korea. I did not raise in that environment, but maybe in Mexico or Latino country is like that. That's why they bring those kind of color in US, and they are doing what they are doing. This is amazing. So once you involve with the police, this is what you are going through, be due to the police, what the police is doing it. And everybody, it's a 16 years. They are carelessly play, without even thinking, one after the other. Okay, so they completely block my pharmacy career, and they completely blocked my nursing career, even though I was able to reissue the pharmaceutics tech license in year 2021. Hidden Mexican American staff in the board of the pharmacy in California was not issuing it purposely. Like, that person was excusing one after the other. And then I believe that, same as my, school. And, who's doing it? Do they do to their own people? Because I was different and I was being targeted. That's why they are doing it to me. Are they doing like the same behavior to their own Mexican American people? And then they were continually accusing me, oh, she did it, she did it. Yeah, there was a hassle up to the point that I could, I accepted. But instead of not doing it, even though there was a big offer, police should appreciate it. But, they were accusing, while what they were doing bad on their side, like a police who was discriminating toward the minority, the one that who take care of my case, also my kid's mother, and I'm sure that he does also to the other people. And also like a Christy Mayor, Odin, who, and then Superior Court, and also other systems. So whatever they are doing wrong on their side is okay. But since I'm different, they target it. They want me to ruin it, the citizen. It's like, oh well, we have to get it. We have to ruin the citizen. This is what they are doing to me. hmm and where I've been hearing that, like, people out there, oh, who's doing it is, Mr. Lee. Oh, who's doing it is Mr. Chang. So police play with the Mr. Lee. He ruined my pharmacy career. So police, they, play with the Mr. Chang, and now they ruin my nursing career. Are they private investor or even private investor and using their police power in society, U.S. society? Is it what they supposed to do? Is they have to play personally behind their uniform and get all these, so they have to do their favor? Because my ex was handing out my information, he has to do his favor. Because Mr. Chang was involved in second time, so they have to do the Mr. Chang's favor. In South Korea, who's exercising my power to block my school? It's only like, it's, I don't know. So whatever they are doing wrong and their side is okay, and because they have been playing with my life, and in order to cover what they have been playing, so I have to continue to be targeted, and I have to be the bad person. I don't know, because what, there is it's like where, okay, if they telling me, and that's not enough, they were trying to get my house. That's true. Who wants to do it was hidden Mexican American police and Mr. Chang. And Mr. Chang was helping criminally, in hidden, by hacking, wiretapping, spreading the rumor. And Mr. Chang lives in South Korea, and he's not going to come to SUSANVILLE in order to live here. Who's going to get this house was police, hidden government member, their side, knowing that it's 2.5 acre, and knowing that it's a beautiful lot. Somehow I was lucky in order to get it, and they could, if they work hard, and they could get it, okay. But instead of they work their own hard, they want to snatch cheap from somebody else who already has been done it, by using their power as being police and government, and also getting help from their criminal member who's working together. Yes, they are planning to, because I'm going to upload all my document in the front, in the front. Yes, they were planning to get the house. That's not what they supposed to do. Okay, this is too much corruption. They totally want to destroy my U.S. life. And when I went there, and the Mr. Chang, same thing. I don't know. all I when I went to while I was in South Korea 2012 to 2017, who played was police. And from the police around me, they are the one who was talking about me in that area, in that city. And I said, why are you talking about me? Because Chinese Korean police was in contact with the Mexican American, and somehow they manipulated, somehow, I don't know. But they were talking about me in the city. And I happen to know my mother has been passed away due to their harassment, and she got the lung cancer because she was okay. you know among she has two sister and three brother, and my grandparents has a totally six child, and right now she's the only one that who passed away due to their harassment. That's how they are, and they don't feel sorry. Knowing this, all this fact, they don't feel sorry. Mexican American police and Caucasian police, and also the Mr. Chang, they don't feel sorry. And just like when I alive, and they don't feel sorry. And when I alive, they were doing the gang stuff. Right after I upload the video yesterday, before yesterday, they were doing the gang stuff again. And they have I handed out my report to SUSANVILLE Police Department about a month ago. It seems like they also my video, the true story, and then they was not appearing. And they didn't come to the Lassen, the Lassen Street. Before last 6 years, before like last 5 to 6 years, they were like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like whenever I made a post that is against them or what they have been done, and they were like back and forth, back and forth. But once I turned it in the report, at least once I turn it in the report to the SUSANVILLE Police Department, and then their behavior has been stopped. But before yesterday, and then they start doing it again, which caused like a gang stuff. So I don't know, it's just too much that what they are doing it. And because what they are doing, why? Because it's too much what they were doing is because the Mr. Chang is a psycho, and the Mr. Chang is a psycho, and the way they are doing from the South Korea is too much, and then that part has to be fixed for their own. For South Korea is my mother country, and U.S. is my country. I'm U.S. citizen, and they are equally my country. One country is I born with it, the other country is I live with it. And then I want US to be good. And I feel shame going through what I'm going through. Especially while I was in South Korea. I feel shame. But that's what the U.S. police is doing it. And then not only to me, to my son, it's all Mexican American police play all together. And not only they did it to me, they did it to my son, my kids, especially my son. Mr. Chang is, I don't know who that person is, Mr. Chang. All I know is, I don't know. It just, what they are doing is just too much. And they were already doing it too much to other people. And that South Korea police did not take care. Now it's crossing, it's, going over the board. And now they are working, that criminal organization is working in U.S. society. Yeah, they didn't take care. And here, the two corruption has been together. But so people say that, oh, world, it's all over the world is corrupt. But South Korea is not this much corrupt. this California is way too much. Look, it's a public school. Even their country is not going to behave like this, but they are doing it and they don't care. And they don't care how their behavior is going to affect the other side of their own people. And and it seems like they live in their own world, and it seems like they didn't want to care. Anyway, I yeah, they yeah, they wanted to ruin my U.S. life, school career. Yeah, they play with the Mr. Lee and ruin my pharmacy. They play with the Mr. Chang, ruin my nursing. That and then excuses all to criminal side. But who has been exercised the power in it? And who contacted Lassen College? How does Christy Mayer knew about me and doing what he was? They want to put that lie. They want to go in like a snake, excuse one after the other, and they think that they can make it. They're not a hard worker. I noticed hard worker do not behave that way. Hard worker become more straightforward person. In order to, if you are hard work person, there is a characteristic of poor people and rich people. There is a characteristic of hard worker and not hard worker, but they want more than what they did. And it seems like they want, I don't know, once they got a job, they are being protected one another in the government field, and they want to put all these excuses one after the other. And I don't know, it's just too much that what they are doing in SUSANVILLE and in California. I've been fighting for 6 years, because to me I couldn't just accept it. I was not able to accept it, the situation that I am in SUSANVILLE. But OCR, they've been already talked, just like Mrs. M, who was president in education field in SUSANVILLE, was telling me that they've been already exercising field here and there. It just I don't know. In order to protect the lie that Mexican American police created, because they play together with that man and his organization, they have to protect each other, and they will continually they try to compromise what they are doing wrong, and they try to avoid what they are doing wrong to make me more bad. Or I did up, it's been already a fact, I did up to that line. They don't want to take care. Instead of not taking care, they were making my size is more bad. Why they don't take care? Just like how they take care of the Lassen College and while they were doing wrong. And this is not a society, this is their own work. And then at the work, while you don't bring out, and at the Walmart, you don't bring your personal matter, and then nobody is talking because they haven't been wrong. They don't want to expose to everybody because it's wrong. So they let me shut my mouth up. This technique has been used when I get back in 2018 in Lassen College too. And don't talk about your personal things. And then in 2018, while I was in Lassen College, there, it's the while they should do what they should, while they don't do what they should do as being police and staff. Why even and they, and the rumor was already up. Everybody knew who I am in the Lassen College, and then school was people, the top people like a school teacher. Of course, they even my $100 fine that I made in 1996. It's been already exposed. But while I was attending the RUINE for RN program 2009, it's a personal matter. It has to complete, and I know in classroom who has been done what, because I'm very sensitive to catch, just by the sense. They don't talk. She was not talking, but the police and Lassen College are purportedly exposing everything in order to be targeted, to people, in order to ruin my U.S. life, to send me back to South Korea to get away what they did wrong. And they are the one who was creating. And while see, it's like they are giving you the pain, while you getting paid, shut your mouth up. This is what the police was doing with the criminal organization. They didn't leave me alone. They continually spreading the rumor to me, and then no matter what, you have to shut your mouth up. Of course, I was holding it at the beginning, but once it continually, see, once you spend, maybe you totally want to, but continually spang and spang and spang, of course that person will scream. This is what is going on, and they don't, it seems like they don't think that concept. And look, while I was living in SUSANVILLE town, the Mr. Cheng is a psycho. He doesn't see. He doesn't. The rumor never stop. Rumor never stop. And then so does. I'm sure that his technology that was being used in South Korea is not small. It's not just amateur play. It's a professional that was being used towards to president, and that was used in government field in order to knock down the other party. It's a professional technology that was being used to my life, because they were playing with the Mexican American police organization who has been done the misconduct to my life. And I'm sure that they are still playing behind it. And and while they continually spank me, invisible, by spreading the rumor, they told me to shut my mouth up. And then telling, this is a communist, and they don't see. I think these people, police, Mr. Chen, people who's playing in hidden, spreading the rumor, they are worst. At least the communist environment, everybody is being affected communist environment. But here, they are exercising their power more than Democrat. While they more than Democrat, they are using the Democrat environment in order to get what they want, while they are restricting my condition like a communist. So yep. It was a hidden Mexican American police, maybe Caucasian police. My house data has been changed. As you see, like in front of the video, yeah, it has been our change. And one time in November 2019, my laptop, while I was in the SUSANVILLE library, my laptop has been stolen by the street people. Woman was Mexican American, man was Caucasian. That laptop has been stolen, and then it seems like it has been handed out to the Mexican American police, and then he was a blah 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 in all over the town through his network and in his police field, and how cheap I got my house. And he was manipulating. He was manipulating, so that they already planned to get my house cheap. And yeah, so they changed all the data. I don't know who has been played, but it was Mr. Chang, who, yeah, it's a domestic violence. And in December 22, while I was going down to Los Angeles, I don't know what he was spreading, but he spread. So it was amazing. And then when I went to South Korea, people were saying in the war, they were going to kill you. I don't know, maybe true, maybe not. That I don't know. But that's what the rumor was about. And it was amazing. This once I put the house in the market, to me they were creating a phobia environment in order to get the house. Yeah, it was about the house. They wanted to get it. And as you know, where they changed all my, they changed, my school loan, my school loan account, the email has been changed. Email address has been changed. I don't know, it was like and then the money has been taken out soon as I arrived in South Korea. They took the money from my bank. So it's a Mr. Chang's line. Mr. Chang and Mexican American police, and behind their crew line, and by hacking they all in 2019. Once I bought the house, through the hacking they got my debit card number, and they already they using my debit card number in order to buy something and send it out the package to the New York. So I don't know. It seems like they are playing with the police. They're playing with the police, but so it never resolve any, and not even resolve. In addition to look at what I'm going through, even public school, and then is this Democrat or is that the country? They want the communist. They want the communist, and the people is because we are different one another, and some of the party is cooperating. That's what I just like. She said, "Well, it's a different color." I don't know. We are human being. African American, we are a human being, but because I'm different and what different color has to be, every color has to cooperate. I don't know. I don't know. I just because my son, when I saw him, 2018, he was very nice. He was a very good student. Right now, he's not, and I don't know what he was. That's is right now he's not. He's so I try to right now he's not, because more you get bitter environment, your heart become more bad. He was a very nice person, and even somebody in SUSANVILLE told me that he was a good student. He has no racism at all. Right now, I don't think I don't know, but he did not. I don't know what he was being. Or of course, it's one of the event. It's one of the event that he had no idea what the heck was going on. He didn't do anything wrong in UCSB, and who did it? For a whole year, let him going through what he went through in starting spring 2017, exposing his identity and blowing out, rumor to be targeted. Who did it? Mr. Chang, the psycho. And then also who Mexican American police. They do it together because I was returning to US. It was a revenge. It was a revenge that I'm going. Why I don't even know. Just like Mexican American police created. I threatened. I never knew because I didn't threaten, and that rumor has been spread behind my back of my life, back of me for 16 years. I recently find that out. And he was playing, and that rumor has been spread out all over the world. And they were playing, and they are police, and like a gangster. They are like a back and forth, back and forth. If I, upload a video that I talk about what they did to my life, they closely, Mr. Chang. Mr. Chang is the one who's hacking. Mr. Chang is the who's wiretapping. I'm sure that he's watching right now too, and he's the one that who's spreading the rumor in air. So he's the one that soon as he hacks, and he handed out what I do, and to the Mexican American police organization. He's the one that does it right now. Everything, and because they're not deep enough. That's what they said. Well, you have to show. You have to show. You have to show. You have a feeling, and and everything. Oh, you have to show. You have to provide the evidence. Yeah, the hacking and things that we cannot provide the evidence as being normal people, and they think that they could do everything, and even there is evidence. 29 students saw while they don't taking care, even there is evidence. Do you think that things like hacking, wiretapping, and spreading rumor will be taken care? I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know what they want me to do. If the two country has been total play, South Korea and police, even government, and Mexican American police, just like the rumor they spread. Who's harassing my U.S. life is the South Korea government. If in U.S. But which wasn't true. That was a lie. And who was doing it was Mr. Cheng, who's who's criminal side, who seems like who's working also the for government employee together with the police. And here it was in the contact, through the middleman. They were playing with the Mexican American police organization. And then on top of it, yeah, Caucasian police, they cover in the front, just like everything has been done, by the Caucasian in the front last 16 years. you know so I don't know, it's just that wisely they couldn't even. And then after they did all wrong, they are more revenge, they hurt my life more, and they ruin more. And they don't see what they are doing wrong. Maybe that's why they still do the gang stuff about 2 days ago. They don't know what they do wrong, and they still do the gang stuff as being police. And all of a sudden, once I upload the video in YouTube, while I was doing it, the police car was back and forth around me. And which means is that, just like, just like when I went to, South Korea, people were saying that police play with the hacker. Same thing, I think, in US too. Same thing. And that's not what you're supposed to do. That's not. But corruption in US is worse than in South Korea. And as far as they're not good either, some of them. But just like Ba'u said, it's a little more innocent in South Korea. But here it's more like a Mexico. It's right next to one another. So their US is being influenced by the Mexico environment. How their police is. Once they somebody was telling me, once they got caught and the police were and the fine that he has to pay, and then police was asking how much you have. That's how much you have. So they want to get the money from the street. So I mean, it's too much what they are doing. And I don't know whether it's going to take care. I don't know it's not going to take care. And just I was cutting it out. If it was a Korean police department, police in South Korea was directly playing Mexican American police, they would, when I was there, they would give me a job. They would let me stay there, for me to settle there. But nobody cared. While I was there, nobody cared. Who, part of them might be play, but I don't know. Yeah, Chinese Korean was definitely, and some of them, just like U.S. society, they would cover the Chinese people who play with the Chinese Korean, police and detective organization. That's the organization too. And I'm sure that Korean people, who sold the South Korea to Japan, who let them in, who let the Japanese in was Korean. Same thing. So South Korea, police would cover, Chinese Korean by playing together. Here is the same thing too. Caucasian is the one who's covering the Mexican American organization. They are the one who's playing together. Yeah. And if a big major, if a big amount of people, if it was a major thing, they would let me settle in South Korea while I was in year 2023. I don't know, maybe because it's a house reason that their party in US has to get it. They let me come. They didn't care. They are more likely send me back to US. And then now I have the money. And then Mr. Chen, Mr. Chen, whole world knows the Mr. Chang Tae-ho. With three names, everybody's turning their head toward the name. In South Korea, he cannot live his life putting his name in the front. That's how he made it. And when I mention about him, everybody say in South Korea that he's a fraud, professional money snatching person. That's how he has been accumulate that money. So his house got destroyed. So people does not look, you know, saw him good. But here, with that, with him and with his organization, Chinese Korean is working together, and here definitely it's criminal. hmm LAPD plays globally, and that's what you know. That's how it ended up resulting my case. Because they play globally from U.S. side, and then that's how it has been happen. And right now I don't know. I applied the Sacramento again. Yeah, I apply again to the ARC Sacramento. Yep, it's where they are, because what they have in play, and people, they told people to tell me to work the different way for their favor, while it's too selfish, too selfish. I have my color. They become they become what they want. If they wanted to become a police, so they become police, and I wanted to become nurse, but doing what they play, that they already mentioned that I failed my pharmacy career because of because I was charged for threatening, and I can due to because of their lie, they are blocking my nursing career. They play, yeah, they play, and they want that that Mexican American police lie to become true. And Mr. Chang is helping. Mr. Chang is an idiot. To me, his is amazing. His going through what I'm going through is racism in a way, and then we are saying Korean and doing what he was. He doesn't see. He doesn't see the things that he has to see. That's why he failed every single business. At age 75, right now he's hitting inside. He's wiretapping, hacking. He wiretap hacking and spreading the rumor. He, I think, I don't think he has a credit. I mean, while everybody, whole Korean society is telling him is, but what business he's going to make it? He can, and just like he wants to lie, just like a Mexican American police lie, he lies. That's why they are playing together. So does the Lassen College too. And I feel sorry. It's a public school. It's a public school, and they did wrong. In order to see they're wrong, and I'm the one who cannot even step into the campus. Yeah, they don't even let me step into the campus. This is a communist. And in this town, they know they're not going to let me live continually in this town. If they want me to live in this town, they would resolve the Lassen College matter. They don't spend not even, it doesn't take not even penny to, fix their problem, but they don't want to fix the problem for certain reason. Maybe because Mexican American police and government member, and then Lassen College, they play together to block my, not to move on my career, knowing that I would go back to South Korea once I get the RN program. Maybe because they play with the Mr. Chang. Mr. Chang wasn't requesting. I don't know. That God knows. And maybe because Mr. Chang want me to get it into the business field with him. I don't know, but it's it may be because it's his feeling. It's no way that could be. Number one, I don't like it. Naturally, I don't like business. And then everybody has their own color, but sometimes they don't see. Maybe that's why they fail. They have maybe that's why they fail. So everybody was working together. Now one side Mexican American police side create the lie. They spread the lie. Mexican Chang side, maybe he used me as a secretary once I come back to South Korea, and then Lassen College, Chris May. I don't know whether there was a rumor that who did it by her own was Christy Mayer by her own. But she created that I made a threat. Where that information is came from is Mexican American police side who originally created the lie and spread the rumor, along with the Mr. Chang. It's like their play. It's totally their play that I have been victimized. Last 16 years, they completely block, and then even know. I mean, they already know in LA Internal Affairs who did it. And while SUSANVILLE, police person know, who has been taking care, the policeman who did it, who, that policeman, and, LA Internal Affairs, doesn't know. I don't know up to how much they are going to do hoogie boogie like this, not being taken care, continually. I don't know, like, putting lie in the front one after the other, excusing, one after the other. It's their life, and it's their life, it's their fear. And while those people, as being police and government member, come to hospital and telling healthcare giver that you do your work right, then they have to do their work right. Okay, I think while you requesting other business people, government is, I'm sure they will sue if they don't do the work right, if they don't, diagnose it wrongfully, if a doctor did it to them, and their, family. Meanwhile, why you don't do your work right? So you have a right to not to do the work. It seems like government people, you have a right to do not to do the right work, but rest of them has to do their work right. Okay, mostly we do the work right. Pharmacy, well, my pharmacy was doing the correct work, mostly. But this is too much in government field, and somehow people is continually saying maybe they are immune. Maybe the environment is already immune. Oh, well, they are corrupt, so they have, it's okay for them to do. I don't know. But going through what I'm going through is just too much. They're ruining my career one after the other. That was not enough because they failed their plan. They want to snatch my house, just like a communist, environment. Yes, I'm going to put it on, the data that has been changed in order for them to get my house cheap as possible. Hidden police and Mr. Cheng. And maybe it could be SUSANVILLE government member too. So it's too much what they're doing. Thank you. Bye.